Bum bum ba-dum bum 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 bum.
No.
Okay.
Just no.
Hello everybody. It's time for another Harry Potter video here on CM42 TV, and this one is for, it's a big one, The Half-Blood Prince. And I'm showing you the book version because I don't have individual copies of the films on DVD or Blu-ray. We have this big Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts 10 film collection, which has been good to us. But this one was just on Sky this time because the Harry Potter channel was back for like 3 days, and now it's turned back into like Sky Family or something.
I know, I like that they have a wee Harry Potter bit, but
yeah, I do like the fact that like it's just the same 8 films on rotation. They might throw in Fantastic Beasts here and there, but it's like
they do. They get to Deathly Hallows Part 2, and then they go Fantastic Beasts, and then
it just goes in. Maybe they show the reunion. I don't know.
Soon we're gonna have Fantastic Beasts 3.
Yes, the Secrets of Dumbledore.
Have you even seen the second one?
I saw it in cinema a few.
The second one.
Yes. Here is the very unique artwork for Half-Blood Prince on Blu-ray in this set. Although they all look
That's
the same.
a joke, isn't it, Chris?
It is a good set though. Where'd it go again? Should have broke this before.
Yeah, please don't break it.
Oh, look at all the discs. So, very good set. But I was saying this to Rachel the other day, I would kind of fancy having them individually because some of the artwork are very nice. Some nice slip covers, things like that. But that's some money that we just don't have.
We're going to end up like the Potter Collector.
I know.
Which would be an honour, I wish.
Shout out to the Potter Collector, what's his name? Peter?
Peter,
shout out to Peter Potter. I was going to say there's no one in Harry Potter called Peter, but there is.
Peter Pettigrew.
Peter Pettigrew. Okay, so yes, I read this over the first couple months of the year. It's my first book of 2022. My goal was to read one book a month. I'm a whole month behind after a pretty lengthy book, but also just a busy January, but still, I'll catch up. Got a few books in mind that are going to be shorter reads anyway. I've just started the Deathly Hallows book, which of course is just the one book split into 2 films, which will be interesting for us both to see actually. I guess when you end up reading them you'll kind of have a better idea, but I don't know, I think I'm going to be interested to see how, you know,
where the film cuts it up.
Where the book takes a break in the films and things like that. Like I've been quite critical of some of the films before, saying, oh, they've left this chapter out or whatever, but like, all in all, they do a pretty good job, do you know what I mean? So, and even in this film, pretty book accurate, I would say.
Said that right after it.
Yeah, a couple of things here and there that aren't, you know, as detailed, but that's going to happen anyway. But I really like this one, and this, as Rachel was just saying, this scene here in the film was pretty accurate as well. Here we go, with all the kind of
the fiend fire.
yes, I was going to call them dead people. Is there an actual name for these people coming out of the water?
I don't know.
And then Dumbledore and Harry kind of fighting them off. So
I'm sure there is a name for them.
yeah, Death Eaters, Death Walkers.
No.
What do you think of Half-Blood Prince? Do you like this one?
Yeah, it's the most awkward one to watch, I think.
Oh yes.
It's the most, I think, between that and Goblet of Fire, the most like coming of age film ones.
I'd agree with
like, that are separate from. This isn't straight after Goblet of Fire? Why did I just skip a film?
Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah, those 3, I don't know why I just accidentally.
I thought you were just talking about, because I mean obviously you got
no, I just genuinely accidentally went Goblet of Fire, this one.
The pretty fatal death.
3 of them, like, it's important with like it's, how do you word this correctly?
I don't know.
Like them growing up is much more like actually like high school rather than this like magical thing that you haven't never seen before. It's like this is actually high school. Which
I think the films do really well. Is that you grow up with them. You know, the first couple are very like family films, and you know it's like kids' adventures and things like that. And then as it goes, they literally get darker, but also it's just like they grow up and yeah.
I think the minute it gets to Azkaban, I mean the first 2 are kind of dark, but I feel like kids wouldn't really notice as much. But like Azkaban's immediately like different. Obviously, Goblet of Fire is like the biggest one. It's like the difference. Yeah. You said during it that you thought when Harry and Ron were fighting for the nice book or the Half-Blood Prince's book, you thought that was funny because you were like, well, that's actually like in class.
Oh yes, I did say that because it's like that is something you would do. Like if, for example, you forget a book or something like that, and then the teacher will say, "Oh, just take one from the back." There was always like really bad conditioned copies of textbooks and stuff, but there'd always be like some new ones. So you'd always try and get like a good one. So that's funny. That is something that 2 kind of teenage boys would do. And as you say, the kind of awkwardness of this one, the kind of relationship starting to kind of take off, which is funny. I feel like the whole like Harry now fancies Ginny thing. It comes out of nowhere, but doesn't feel out of place really. Like I think in the film it's a bit more abrupt than the book. He kind of, as the book was going on, you're like, he fancies her, and then in the film there's just this moment where like he sees her, and it's like the kind of the close up of each of their faces, and it's like the moment. Well, okay, now that's going to be the storyline here.
I mean, it's always been in the films, but from Ginny's perspective, I think, but not necessarily from Harry's. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have negative opinions about Harry and Ginny from only watching the films.
Really?
But I know that a lot of people say different stuff when they've read the book.
Saw a thing online the other day. J.K. Rowling was saying,
She who must not be named.
"Oh, I should have written it so." No, she didn't even say that. She just said, "Oh, Harry should have ended up with Hermione, not Ron." You know what I mean? And someone like quote tweeted saying, "Mate, didn't you write the book? Like, if you think that's what should have happened, why didn't you do that?"
She didn't write the book. Nobody wrote the book.
No,
They wrote themselves.
through magic. Maybe the biggest difference, I don't know, in terms of a moment, would be when Harry and Ginny first kiss. They kiss like privately in the room of requirement, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, it's this like really private moment that's a little bit awkward, and there's like this kind of romantic music going on. In the book, Harry's got detention with Snape every Saturday, so he's unable to go and play Quidditch, so they have to play the game against Hufflepuff maybe without him, and Gryffindor end up winning, even though it's like they didn't expect it to happen.
Of course they do.
So Gryffindor end up winning, and Harry's pretty sure they're going to lose. And when he arrives back in the dorm room, they're all like celebrating stuff and like, "Harry, we won! And it's this big moment. It's like a contrast between Harry being sad and then he's happy, and then Ginny runs up to him and there's like, they have this big hug and everybody's there partying, and then they kiss in front of everybody.
They've done that with Ron and Lavender in the film.
Rather
than...
Oh yeah, okay. This film?
Yeah. Mind because...
I don't even remember that.
Mind because he's on the table because he makes the team. And so they're like celebrating his first match because he thinks he's had the liquid luck, and then they're at the party, and then Hermione.
Oh yeah, I remember that scene. I don't remember them kissing, but I do remember that scene.
I remember it as a bit vivid.
You've seen it about a million times.
True.
But I do remember reading that. It was quite hard to explain the thing which they were trying to do in the book, like the thing where like Ron had the
love potion.
The luck potion.
Oh.
But I actually didn't. You know, it was just a mind game thing. That was quite good.
I think this is one of the funniest films, by the way.
It was quite funny.
Like, it's with it being a sad film, it's one of the funniest. Like, I just honestly, like, when Harry takes the liquid luck and he's wandering about, it's the funny. Like, I don't know why I think it's that funny. And
I didn't think it was that funny.
And Ron falls off the
that was funny.
seat. Oh, it's
That's quite good. Love potion thing. I also, when reading it, I was like confused. I was like, why is he talking about her?
Aye.
Romilda.
Romilda. I think that's
Romilda Vane. Yeah, that's right. Yes. So then, obviously, spoilers now going forward. The main one is the passing of Dumbo. Listen.
Not the elephant. The wizard.
Dumbo. Yes, I knew it was coming though. I told Rachel this because I was watching The Big Bang Theory like 6 months ago. And I was maybe on like Prisoner of Azkaban or something, like reading wise. So then like the episode of The Big Bang Theory starts and Leonard's lying on the couch and he's reading Harry Potter, and he says to Sheldon, "Harry Potter is brilliant. I don't know why I've waited this long to read these books. They're so good. I'm on Half-Blood Prince now." And Sheldon just goes, "That's the one where Dumbledore dies." And like Leonard's like, "Spoiler," and I'm just sitting there watching it going, thinking, okay, maybe by the time I'll get there, like if I'd forgotten about it, it like stayed in my mind after every book. I was like, okay, next one's the one that will So I knew it was coming. I didn't know how they were going to do it. Obviously, I've seen all the films before, but it was now 6 years ago I watched them all, so it's like a total mind blank when it comes to it. So I didn't know how it happened, and as I was reading it, you know, it was this big moment. I was thinking, is this going to happen? I kind of knew he was going to die, but I was like, is this the way it's going to happen? With Draco, and it did take me time after reading the book to watch the film to kind of put together the whole thing, where like early on where Bellatrix and Narcissa go to Snape's house, and it's funny seeing Snape's house.
Yeah,
like she's sitting reading the paper.
His house. I think it is. I don't know if it's like an office space or like a
where he lives,
like the Order. Like I don't really know, yeah. But maybe it is his house. I don't know exactly, but
it's just so
cute how he's in a wee room.
I know, and then. Yeah, like they say to him, like, okay, Draco needs to do this, and what they're talking about is obviously kill Dumbledore, and it took me a while to put that together. Maybe it's just me being a little bit slow that way, but like it was just yeah, kind of when I watched the film, I was like, that's
I
what's
don't
going
think
to
you were
happen.
supposed to know.
No, I know, but if you've read the book, you should know. You know, so
Aye,
like,
by the end, but not like at the beginning
So,
and stuff.
yes.
I love when Dumbledore dies and they have the thing with the wands and they'll raise their wands.
Yeah, it's not in the book.
It's one of my favourite scenes in Harry Potter. I think that's probably a cinematography thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't really. How are you going to write that? Everyone puts their wand in there.
Yeah, that's exactly how they would do it.
I know, but it would be like, right.
Sectum Sempra.
Okay. The violence in this one.
Yes, can we talk about that for a second?
I don't want to go into the Draco argument because we will get in an argument and we're not doing it. But yes, proceed, because I will argue for Draco and we're not doing it.
No, I just remember like reading this book in the chapter when Harry uses the invisibility cloak to get into the train bit. What do you call it? The compartment? The train?
Yeah, the
Carriage. That Draco's like talking about things that's going to happen and stuff like that. And Harry wants to find out. And he's like hiding on one of the luggage shelves. How did he get up there?
That's exactly what I said when we watched that. I was like, how did he get up there?
I always find it funny when like they say in the book, oh, Harry put the invisibility cloak in his pocket and jumped into the water. Like, how did the cloak like get in his pocket?
Like, fit in his pocket like magic. But
in my head, like a cloak is like a big long cloak.
It is quite a big cloak.
Clearly, it's just a wee thin like invisibility thing. I don't know. But anyways, he's in that compartment, and Draco senses that he's there. And then he locks all the doors and shuts the blinds and stuff, and then does the spell. And that was the funniest bit of the film. When he removes invisibility cloak, and Harry's just like lying there. And then Draco like stamps on his face.
Stomps, not
right?
stamps.
And like, I'm reading it going like, jeez. Like, how are they going to do that in the film? Because they're not kids' films, but like they're like PG/12s. You know, they're not going to be too violent.
Yeah.
Stomping on someone's face and blood breaking their nose and stuff, that's pretty brutal.
And when Harry uses Sectum Sempra.
And when Sectum Sempra.
On Draco.
And Draco's lying there covered in blood.
He literally would have died if Snape wasn't there.
Yeah, that is pretty brutal. It's just the way like it's not even like a kind of close up where they kind of use movie magic to kind of
make it seem like
it's not as bad. He didn't really stomp in his face.
No.
But it's like a full long shot, he just goes doof and like stabs in his face. I was like, that would like either kill you or put you in hospital. So thank God for Luna, who's there.
We love Luna.
To help her.
Our wee lion head, I love it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it's a bit long, so are all the films.
And
but
Snape.
And Snape, yes, what about Snape?
You're having a moment with Snape now.
Yes, obviously Snape uses the Avada Kedavra curse on Dumbledore.
Obviously, spoilers, he is the Half-Blood
Prince. And he's the Half-Blood Prince. And again, like obviously I've seen the films before, but as I was reading it, I'm like, like it was a proper moment, you know?
He turned around and was like, I don't believe it yet. Like, he was like, I don't know if I trust him that he is.
I know there's 2 more films to go. You know what I mean? So, who knows what can happen? I grew up around Star Wars. Like, things can change in a second. So, I'm going to wait till the end of the story
for making judgments
before I develop opinions, as I will do about Draco as well and all the other people. So, yes, there we go. The Half-Blood Prince. Don't know why I kept saying it like in the exact same way twice in this video. But there you go. Good book. It is orange. And the next one's purple.
Nice, back to the beginning. The first one's purple.
Ah, yes. Very good. Well, let me know what you think about the Half-Blood Prince. What is your favourite book/film from the Harry Potter franchise? This is my girlfriend's favourite Harry Potter film. She likes Half-Blood Prince best.
That's a choice.
And when I told her that we watched that one, she was like, didn't even make it. She was like, oh really? I was like, expecting it to be like, oh my god, what did you think? So, yes. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, everybody. It'll be another 9 months till we do the next video. But take care of yourselves and don't get in the way of any curses that may kill you. And if you are involved in an unforgivable curse, and what's the thing that they give to unbreakable curse? Unbreakable vow?
Unbreakable vow.
If you're in an unbreakable vow, make sure you get it done, because there's some bad things that could happen to you. There could be magic that could happen to you, spells, you could fall down a drain pipe, you could fall down a well, you could get
you get stomped on in a train
stomped
carriage.
on in a train carriage.
Who knows?
They could we had Aragog's funeral. I nearly said wedding. Bye.
Wedding would have been weirder.